halfway. Foreman landed a left and a right and another left, and Lyle's in trouble. He's against the ropes trying to...
It's official. The 2025 LDBC Meet and Greet in Las Vegas, Nevada, August 9th and 10th. Hosted by none other than 78 Sports TV, accompanied by many LDBC content creators you know and love. Come through and enjoy the LDBC Basketball Classic, where Team Voltron will take on LDBC Selects. Come on out and have a good time in a family atmosphere. Children are welcome. Get your tickets ASAP. Use code SHAWA to receive $5 off. See you there. Blessings to the family. How you guys doing? Thanks for coming in. I have a special guest tonight, as you can see from the title. I'd like to welcome in tonight Keith Tsunami Cologne. Hey Keith, how you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? Everything well?
Good. It's good to have you here.
Thank you for
Um,
having.
Good. Thank you. Um, First, shout out to the people in the chat. What's up, TD? It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Just Do, Camirin, Dub Right Side. I appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button and share. Um, so I'll just go ahead and get straight to it. Look, I got questions galore. How much time do I got with you today? Just a little bit.
Much time as you need.
Okay, I'll try to breeze through some of this stuff. So, um, you fought in the amateurs, and you actually had it was like a pro style. You were very,
Right.
you were very good in amateurs, right? And also, you had your coach. I was talking to you about earlier, Coach Moo, and I didn't know. I thought your dad had coached you before I got to looking into it, but he
Yeah,
was actually with. Yeah.
yeah. My dad coached me. Like when I was coming up, I had different coaches, and then my dad. When I was coming up, I had different coaches.
Okay.
Um, and then as I got about around 12, 13, my dad, like he was kind of like my main coach, but I kind of had other people helping me out, and then that's when I was no, yeah, once I turned around like 18, 19, that's when Moo was really like my main coach, just but my dad is still a coach.
Okay. Does your dad still coach you, or he assists in the
Uh-huh.
corner and stuff in your fights? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and now, are you guys out of the Ironbound gym, or is it called Lyndhurst, or is that the same facility?
No, I'm out of the Ironbound gym.
It's
Ironbound.
Ironbound. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because I've seen, for all you guys who don't know, Keith has a very good channel on YouTube here where he shows himself training. He gives advice to, I'm assuming this is younger fighters, but it could be older people as well. Very good advice, very good training that I get to see. But sometimes I see on the wall it says like Lyndhurst, so I don't know if that's a different facility or.
Oh nah, yeah, I train it sometimes as well too. I
Okay.
train. Yeah, but my main gym is the Ironbound gym. That's right.
Ironbound is Moo, Coach Moo.
No, Ironbound is Mike Stedman, Iron Mike Stedman, and my dad. They were in that gym together. Um, Moo is based out of the gym in Lyndhurst, but he be Ironbound just to train me. And some days I go to
Okay.
Lyndhurst. It just depends on like work schedule, time, you know, all like the little stuff.
Okay. Okay. Um, so me personally, when I watch you, I see you are like very okay. First of all, I've watched several interviews with other people interviewing you, and I noticed that you like Miguel Cotto. So when I
Hmm.
look at your style, I see the elements of that in your style. You are very sharp. Um, you're fast. Like, how would you explain your style to someone who's never seen you before?
I feel as though my style is just be like it's like kind of when you're watching a movie and you can kind of like feel a good part about the come, but you don't know like what to expect when it's gonna come. That's kind of how I describe my fighting style. It's just like is like it's exciting. You could sense something big coming, and but overall like a boxer puncher. That's what I like
Yeah,
technically break it down as a boxer puncher.
I see more puncher, but I mean, we still have so much more to see of you, and I think that's going to be exciting. You're 5-0. I think you have five knockouts. So yeah, you got some fighting to do, and I mean, you're mean with it too. Like that
Yeah.
first knockout that you got on your debut. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, I like this kid because he's mean, and I
Hmm.
like mean fighters with a little mean streak in it. So would you say you pattern yourself after any particular fighter, like past or present? Do you pick up like elements from other
When
people?
I was when I was younger, I used to pattern my style around Ricardo Lopez, Willie Pep, um, a lot of the old school fighters, Larry Holmes, those fighters. But as I got older, I really had to understand that I could never really beat them. I could just take certain
Right,
things from them and just add it into my style. I just like I don't try to you know quote fight like them. I just take what they're good at
right.
and try to
Little
use it.
elements of it. Right. Ricardo Lopez, very, very, very good boxer.
Hmm.
But minimum, I think he was like a minimum weight or something. Very
Right.
good boxer though, man. Okay. Um, so you are attending school for sports psychology. Um,
Yeah, but it's generally psychology. But yes, psychology with a minor in sports psychology.
okay, and how like I don't know how to word this. Like, do you plan to use this in fighting or like alongside of it? Is it something that you will do, or and what exactly, like
Um,
how would you apply that?
yeah, and like initially, I did. I just at first I was going to school for business, and then one of my mentors he told me said check out psychology. I feel like just try it, and that's what I did, and it became interesting. It's crazy because my whole life it was the first time school was like interesting. I've been good at math. That was always an
Mm,
interest for me, but interest in like where you able to apply things to your life is a little different. You could kind of connect more. And that's what happened with psychology. You know, start as I started to learn certain things. Just as I started to learn certain things, I noticed that I could apply it not only to my life but also to boxing and other sports. So unintentionally, I do it naturally. Just apply to certain things that I've learned, in class to my life, and I even say it with my coaches, just about learning, memory, everything. But
right.
in the future, who knows what I may do. I probably just help out the youth more so, and
Mm,
just a lot, just teaching them like little ways that they could better themselves, just mentally, and I'm not allowing, outside factors really control them, control their destiny. Just, you know, teaching them so they could apply it in their life like I was able to do once I learned certain things.
right. We have a lady in the chat, and she has a channel, Camarian Fields, um, that helps people. Like, I don't remember her correct title, but it has to do with psychology. Very, very good channel. Very good sister. If you ever get a chance, you might want to tap into her channel sometimes. Like it's awesome. And I also wanted to say too, shout out to your parents, shout out to your dad, because you, like I said, I watch your channel. You're a very nice young man, so that's and you
Thank
seem
you.
to be pretty wise for such a young man. So that's a blessing.
Thank
You
you.
know what I'm saying? So, um, what made you stick with boxing and decide to go pro? I mean, if people, they can always go check out so many channels that tell how you got into it, but what made you actually want to stick with it and to go pro?
Stick with it as far as like in the like now or
Because
stick with
that
it.
it's dedication. Yeah. So what, you went through the amateurs, you're in school, so you could have just said, nah, I'll leave boxing. What about boxing made you want to stick with it and to be a pro in it?
Some people come into boxing with dreams, aspirations to be a world champ. Um, if I'm being honest, I just like learning how to fight. When I was younger, I didn't see, going to the gym or, as like, oh, being a better boxer. It was like, oh, I'm going to the gym to learn how to fight, to protect myself.
Mm.
And you know what I'm trying to say? So even
Right,
now,
right.
it's still the same. It's just like, I just love learning how to fight. I love slipping punches, moving around my opponent, digging to
Yes.
the body, like I just love learning how to fight. And now it's just more so I feel like I'll be a fool not to take advantage. Sometimes God bless you with gifts, and you can't play with the gifts that He bless you with. I feel like
Right.
this is one of my gifts. And I say that because not a lot of people make it as far as I've made it, coming from where I come from, and
Right.
so I feel like it's a blessing. And wherever it take me, I'm willing to go.
And you're good at it. Like I said,
Thank you.
I watching you do some of the work that you were doing in the amateurs. Yeah, you look more like a little pro, and then just watching you spar, like in the few fights that I've seen. Yeah, you definitely have a gift, and I definitely hope you are able to capitalize on it. I'm going to speak into existence. You'll be a champion soon. You'll
Thank
be
you.
a champion soon. So, what do you love and respect about Coach Moo?
Um, I feel as though he's just a stand up guy. To sum it up, um, and I say that because he's not like you have some coaches that look at fighter as a check, but he like all his fighters he really try to build a relationship with them. He tried to build a relationship with them. He wants to like how he helps them in the ring, outside the ring, life, whatever it may be, and he's a respectful guy, stand up guy. He always gonna tell you what you need to hear, and that's just what I appreciate the most.
That's good. I always like to know that there's a good rapport, obviously, between a coach and their fighter. And just when I was looking for him, like there's not a lot out there on him. He doesn't really have a social media presence, but I have seen, obviously him a lot on your channel, and he does seem like a really genuine and good guy, and he's pushing you guys. And yeah, shout out to Coach Moo. Again, I
Thank you.
don't know much about him, but he seems like a very interesting individual. So, what can you tell us about your next fight, possibly?
My next fight, God willing, it'll be early to mid June. I'm in a training camp right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so early to mid June. Hopefully, it'll be a nice big venue where all the locals could come out, support all my people from New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia. All my Puerto Rican fans, American fans. We could just come together and celebrate another good night of boxing.
Oh yeah, because you do. You have a in New Jersey. You have a large support base there. They come out to see you. I've seen it in fights.
Right.
So from what I'm hearing, your next fight's in PA. So are they gonna travel over there too for you?
Yeah, whether my fight is in PA, Jersey,
They gonna be there.
it's not official where my fight is at just of yet,
Oh,
but
okay.
wherever it's at, they, for my last fight, I kind of kept it a hush because it fell through, and I didn't want nobody to waste their time, and
Right.
they was on my back about me not telling them like I was fighting,
Hmm.
but the last thing I wanted to do was just disappoint my fans by you know outside the like issues that I can't control.
Right.
Not even about my opponent accepting the fight. It's just like other issues. That sometimes a fighter can't control. So
That's
I
true.
just kept it a hush, and they was pretty mad about it. But next one I feel like I'll make up for it, and then the whole thing in general will be a win.
Yeah, they shouldn't be mad with you. I mean, because there is the I don't think people do understand that there are a lot of things that fighters can't control. Sometimes, even down to hearing about who you're fighting at the last minute. There's so many things. I wish the fans didn't know the business of boxing. I will say that because we do a
Yeah.
lot of arguing out here. So, with that said, are you willing to then to fight over here on the West Coast, overseas?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's eventually the plan. Um, it's just much easier on the East Coast. You know, business wise, it's much easier for me. Uh, it's just very convenient. But eventually, I love to fight in the West Coast, overseas. Keep expanding my audience. Keep expanding my supporters, fans, family. You know, I got family in some family in the West Coast. I know for sure I got a lot of people that's rooting for me in the West Coast and overseas as well.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Okay. Um, so I'm gonna go down a different path here. When I said to everyone that you have a channel where you train, and when I watch it, it seems like you pretty much do like traditional type of training, versus like some of the newer stuff, like the CrossFit. So, what would you say? Do you prefer traditional training? Have you tried CrossFit? Do you do a little bit of the CrossFit training as well?
I feel like my training is hybrid. I'm gonna be honest. Like I do not like the workouts that I'll be doing. Honestly speaking, it be a little different. It be a little crazy. Some may say like, like, oh, what's that? Like, everybody gonna have their opinions, but I do not
Right.
show everything on my YouTube because
Okay.
I know just like the fans watching, you got opponents watching and
uh,
everything,
mm-hmm.
and so I'm real selective on what I show. I just try to show as much as I can on the YouTube side, but whatever my coach says, is on the agenda today. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't really ask no questions or complain or anything like that.
Mm,
I do it and push myself to do it as hard as I can.
okay. Do you like to run? And when I say run, I don't mean on a treadmill. Do you like to get out there and open up your lungs and run like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, do I like to do it?
Yeah.
No. Do I have to do it? Yes. But it's like it's one of those things, you know. I do it. I do it so because I know it's the best thing for me. It's almost like
Stamina.
eating. Some
Yeah,
people could just not eat and lose weight, but you also, it's better if you have the right diet, right,
correct.
nutrition, so you could have a better training camp, training, sparring. So
Yep.
it's like to kind of do things that you don't like to do, but it's for the better.
Yeah. Well, we know some fighters, they ain't gonna run. they, they ain't gonna get out there and run, and I think that ends up showing up, in the ring. Stamina. You can kind of tell when people are not doing some good cardio, right? So,
Hmm.
and it just seems to be like it's becoming more and more prevalent. But maybe that's just me. So your last fight was like a super weather. I mean, super weather, super feather. Um, so
Yes.
have you officially moved up, or are you at featherweight now?
No, I fight at any weight between 122 to 126.
Okay.
That fight was scheduled at 126. However, um, my opponent, he, a couple days for the fight, said he couldn't make 126. The lowest he could go is 128. We took it. So,
Okay.
but anything between 122, 126.
Okay. And with that being said, where do you see yourself landing? You could say the 5 years, 10 years from now, weight class wise.
I'll say 5 years, 10 years. I would say about, realistically speaking, 135.
Hmm.
135. Yeah, that's realistically speaking.
Yeah, I think so because you're 5'6". So yeah,
Mm.
135. And you're young, you got time to put on all that weight and stuff. So I think that'll probably be a good place to see too, eventually. But like I said, right now, very, very exciting fighter. So do you because you said you basically you were earlier you were saying you kind of speak to children as far as when you're giving out wisdom, you know what I mean, on fighting, on life, psychology, right? So do you have any advice to children with aspirations of being a fighter, or things that they can expect pertaining to boxing?
I'll say if you're a younger fighter, um, find somebody you like, find somebody that's winning, find somebody that's good, and try to follow in their footsteps. Try to find out as much as you can about them. Try to meet them. Try to get close to them, and follow in their footsteps. That's what I say.
Okay. So this is a weird one. This is a weird question. I told you I got all kinds of things are coming to my mind. So I know you're familiar with Shakur, and I think you guys are cool with each other. His last opponent was Padley, and I liked Padley. I think he was a game fighter. Um, the fight before that was he was on a Riyadh card. He beat Chamberlain. Like I thought Padley was, he's a decent fighter considering all that took place with that, right? So Shakur did um, Shakur did what he's been talked down on and criticized for, and that to me was he went in there and he was not on the back foot. He pressed. He even ended with the TKO because they love to talk about that man's hands. So, with that being said, are there any words of encouragement for him going into this Zapata fight, or wise words to the boxing fans, who do these things to you fighters? Are there any words of
Yeah, I'll
encouragement
just
for him? Yeah.
I'll just say it's easier said than done. At the end of the
Mhm.
day, we have a lot of human beings that do not want to get hit and that's trying their hardest to hit us. So the things that we make look easy, 9 times out of 10, a normal person can't do. A normal person can't sit in front of another human being and dodge one punch, let
That's right.
alone they get mad if he dodges three, four, five. So um, encouragement to him, just keep being him.
Yeah.
As keep being him, keep winning.
I don't think people understand that and I don't know if mastered is a good word, but he's mastered, I'm going to use it, space and distance. And that I don't think that is an easy thing. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of patience, learning that talent, and when we know he's been doing it for so long. So yeah, I think if I had some words for Shakur, it'd be the same. Just keep doing you. I think that he does a very good job, and people are just mad, maybe mad because they can't do it. Um, so, are there any current fighters in any division who are must see fighters to you right now? Like you
Um,
definitely want to catch that fight, or you think people should catch that fight?
I like Keyshawn Davis.
Hmm.
Believe it or not, I like Caleb Plant. You know,
I like Plant. Sweet ass.
yeah, I like Caleb Plant. Um, I like Terrence Crawford. I like Terrence Crawford. Let me see. Amanda Serrano. I like her too.
Man, I like Amanda too. So I was on Kano's channel one time, and it was a conversation, and I'm not totally privy to all the things that have happened recently with her and Clarissa, and that whole squabble they had, because I don't like drama. But there was a conversation that we're having, and I was saying that, like, I preferred her um, over Clarissa. I just It's something about her pressure. And I've always said this, and it's weird, but I think it's, and I don't like girls, but I think it's sexy. The way she walks down women. Amanda Serrano is a special fighter to me. And with that being said, so she's gonna be on a huge all women's card coming up here. One, are you planning on going there to support her?
Oh yeah, Amanda always has my support. If I'm able to,
Mhm.
be there, support her, physically I do it. But I always show love to Amanda. She always showed me love. That's really like, it's almost like literally seeing like your sister fight. When I see her fight, I be nervous as if I'm getting in the ring
Right.
myself. Just because of like, I just want her to be as great, and I want her to feel how great she is. How much she impacted boxing. Where
Truly. Truly. Like I said, I love watching Amanda. And I do think she's a great inspiration to women and girls. And a matter of fact, I know she has a girl under her that I have been I try to catch her if I can. She's still a prospect, and I'm sure you know her, Crystal.
hmm
Crystal can fight.
yeah,
Crystal Rosado.
Crystal Rosado, she a beast. We was on the Puerto Rico team together, training, fighting.
Were you? I
hmm
like her. Does she speak English?
A little bit.
A little bit. Maybe I get Kano to interview her because I like that girl. So also with Amanda, now her first two fights with Katie, I felt like she edged that first fight for sure. The second fight, it was a dog fight. Me personally, I'm not a fan of Katie. I think she's a dirty fighter. And that second fight really proved that. Um, what do you think are the keys for her, Amanda, that is beating her absolutely outright this time and creating that space where there's no question?
Um, man is a dog. That's one of her biggest attributes, and I
Yeah.
just feel as though because she's a like it's just really if Katie could take it or not. You understand what I'm saying? So some days Katie could take it better than others. But I wouldn't want to give away, any tips, publicly,
Okay.
just in case if anybody,
Okay.
is listening. Keep that for her.
Well, I'll tell you what I see. What I would like to see from her box. I know she's a dog. That's why I told you I like that pressure. I like the pressure that Amanda puts on fighters. I would really like to see her stay on the outside and box Katie's socks off. I think, and possibly sometimes fight on the inside a little bit, because obviously she does good work in there and she could do some good damage. But I think it would just be wise to stay away from that woman, like the headbutting. It makes me angry. It makes me angry. I didn't want to see her fight her again for the third time because of what was happening. Don't do that. Okay, so the other fight that is coming up very soon here is gonna be Richardson Hitchens versus Cambosos. Now, in the video you put out today, Hitchens was in there. So I can't ask that question either because I was going to ask maybe the keys for him to beat
Oh,
Cambosis, but I think you're working with him, yes,
I mean,
for
he's
this
gonna beat him
fight.
up. He's gonna beat
Yep.
him up.
Oh,
He's
I
gonna beat him.
already know that.
Yeah.
I already know that. Definitely that. Yeah, but are you working with him like to help him with that fight? Since
Yeah, definitely. I just saw Africa today, so we got rounds coming up, and yeah, for sure. Every like everybody on my team, we rooting for Africa. We pushing him.
mhm.
So come fight night, he's more than ready, and so whatever he need from us, whether it's rounds, whatever, we there to support him.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I have a feeling that all of you guys are very familiar with each other for one already, but I just couldn't help but wonder: are you are you simulating Cambosis for you?
Oh nah,
No.
nah, nah.
Okay.
You know, I'm like kind of like what he, for people that haven't watched the video, he basically just like I like sparring him, meaning me, because
Yes.
it's really like a chess match. Like he has to think. It's not like he just got to go in there with just go in there, throw a right hand left hook. He gotta we gotta also set up his shots and also see what's coming back. So it's a great chess match. And same thing for me. I feel like he keep me sharp. I keep him sharp. I take his tricks and I try to use them on him. But
Oh yeah.
that's gonna help him. When you fight and or sparring a sharp fighter, and then you got somebody that's not as sharp come fight night. Like that's when you see people just clicking on all cylinders.
Now there's something I'll say about Hitchens, because I know where he came out of, the Floyd camp.
Hmm.
And when I first saw him, like there were elements of the Mayweather camp that I definitely saw in him. And then I feel like he kind of I don't know, different fights bring out different things in fighters. So I feel like some of the, like maybe with the limos, we didn't get to see all that. But I have a feeling that going forward, especially after the limos and his confidence being boosted and all that, I think we're gonna start seeing more of that IQ, like you're talking about, more of those
Definitely,
elements of because I think once you're in that Mayweather camp too, that's probably something that's hard to forget. You know what I mean? There's something about them fighters and their IQ and how they read the people they're in the ring with, right?
definitely, yeah.
So yeah, I look forward to seeing him going forward. I think I pretty much asked you all of my questions. I think the only one I think, as far as school, like how do you balance all that school training, fighting in professional fights, and then having like personal relationships, a life?
How I balance it is just
Yeah,
I lock in when it's time to lock in, and then literally when I'm not boxing, I don't think about boxing. It's all about balance. I feel as though anybody that is a full time boxer or just life is fully revolved around boxing, that's terrible. You're gonna be like a mad dog, just you
yeah.
understand what I'm saying? It's like if you really look at the people that succeed in life and make it, they always have a balance. They're not just fully dedicated, just only thing about boxing all the way from Manny Pacquiao to Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
Manny Pacquiao, he was a politician, still was in the gym, but it was a balance,
Right.
because when it's time to lock in, you able to lock in and have a clear mind.
Yeah.
I feel like that's important, just having a balance. People just think like, oh, boxers is only supposed to box. They only supposed to be in the gym. I
I'd
don't see
hope not,
everybody only at work, so
because y'all put a lot of time already.
exactly.
Yeah. So what do you do? What do you do in your downtime?
I mainly just be with my family. Um, yeah, be with my family. Around here is a lot of stuff to do. So, New York right there. Be with my family, watch movies, relax, play
Nice.
sports, basketball, and just really just support everybody in ways that I couldn't while I was in training camp mode. Like how you said, I got a big fan base. So it's like I try to get back to everybody. Whether it's like, yo, let's go out to eat, or let's go do
That's
this,
nice.
go do that. Um, Last year I had a baseball team, so I was out there, just cheering on the like little league baseball. They were undefeated, so any way I can, I'll make it possible.
Now I don't think people know that you play other sports as
Oh
well
yeah,
as
yeah.
boxing.
Yeah, growing up, I played everything: baseball, basketball, football. I played a little bit of everything.
That's I know, yeah, because I'm thinking Nim said the same thing too. But actually he played football in college too as well, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now how much longer do you have in school? Are you almost
Uh,
finished?
one, one more year.
Ooh, that's nice. I know you I know you're happy about that. That's a little
Yep.
bit more free time.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
what kind of degree will you get when you finish?
I'll
Bachelor, master?
begin. Say it again.
Said bachelor's, huh? Because you're
Yeah,
22.
yeah. I'll be getting a bachelor's in psychology.
Okay. Congratulations in advance because I know you're going to do that
Thank you.
because you're a smart kid. Um, so then these could just be some speed questions. Your favorite fight or the fight you've watched the most?
My favorite fight, the fight I watched the most. Mm, uh, I'll probably say Andre Ward's Kovalev too.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't expect that one. Your favorite out of camp food or dish?
Mm, Rice, beans, and chicken.
Okay. What kind of beans?
We call them
Uh,
gandules.
okay. Okay. Your dream fight right now or in the future?
Um, my dream fight. Right now, not gonna lie, like I feel like anyway, like he just he tough, man. Like I ain't gonna lie, I like anyway. I'm a fan, so it's just like I don't know. I always say, you know, every fighter should always want to be across the ring from another great, because that's how I see myself. So it's like, you know, like even if you in a ring with them, it
Mhm.
shows, you're already at that level. So I feel like anyway, his superstardom, his skills, what he do, and I admire it.
So then you saw that fight then this past Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great
How'd you
fight.
like that?
It was a great
Cardenas.
fight.
I think so too. I think it's kind of sad what they were doing to Cardenas, talking the smack because dude was a good fighter. Like
Yeah, 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 for
I
sure.
didn't do really much film study on him. Um, before the fight, usually I try to do film study, but it's just been really busy here this beginning spring, and I was impressed though. I was impressed
Hmm.
with Cardenas and the fact that he knocked dude. It's like, damn, okay, wait a minute. Um, okay, so the artist is getting the most play with you currently. Music.
Uh, Between G Herbo, Flea, that's a rapper from North, and G Herbo, Flea. Now I go Future,
Future. Okay. Um, your all-time favorite heavyweight fighter,
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. Okay. What about your favorite match heavyweight?
Um, mm, I don't know. I don't have a favorite match
You don't have
heavyweight.
a favorite match? Mine is Ron Lyles. And geez, I can't even think. That's crazy. Ron Lyles and George. I was about to say Cambosis. I know. I know. I'm tripping. It's in my damn intro. That's all I got for you, though. I
Okay, I
appreciate you
appreciate that.
coming on today. And I just give you some parting words and just say, man, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep that mean streak. We all out here watching you and supporting you. And I'll be watching more of the interviews that the brothers do on you. And if at any time, if you could come back here, and I would appreciate that too. I'd appreciate you coming this time for sure.
Nah, thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
I thank you too, Keith.
All right,
Best of luck to you. We out here supporting you, man.
thank you.
Blessings to you, brother. Okay, you guys. That's my second interview. I was a lot nervous. I don't know why. Keith is such a nice young man, though, and I definitely appreciate him. I appreciate Thomas, TD Sports, for linking me up with him. Very good young man, very, very good fighter. Definitely looking forward to seeing what he's doing. Definitely one of my top prospects. Um, I think that I will be probably getting, I don't know that I'll go live, but I'll be getting a breakdown video of the fights coming up this weekend. A lot of good fights. Definitely looking forward to Kakachi versus Lee Wood. I like Kakachi, you guys. I like him very much. Thank you, TD. I appreciate that. I was nervous again. I don't know why. He's a nice kid, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate him and I appreciate you. My dogs are losing their freaking minds, you guys. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and tap out for the evening, and because I got a lot of film study to do with the fight pool. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Got a lot of videos, or fight to study for the videos for this weekend. So thank you guys for coming out. Many blessings to you all, and shalom to you.